strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Welcome everybody, this is Bulldog here, and tonight I want to do something a little bit different, go down a different path, take a break from the gameplay videos, the strategy guides, that type of thing, and recognize some of the elite members of our community who are doing some amazing things. So CG's actually recently started handing out some unique titles to players. I think they've done a couple of them now for doing some fun things, for some cool accomplishments, and all of these players were nominated to receive special recognition from CG, whether it's a shout out or something like that unique title. And unfortunately, all of them have been rejected. CG didn't think they were really special enough for that attention, and that kind of disappointed me. So I wanted to make this video to bring them the attention that they deserve, give them the shout out for their huge accomplishments here. And this all started because of a Reddit post. Somebody on Reddit created a post that said, "Look at this guy. This guy is amazing. Look what he did to me in Grand Arena. Wow, he's such a great player." And it didn't get a lot of attention, but I was involved in the thread, and I said, "Hey, I feel like this happens quite a bit. Maybe it's time that I just make a video to kind of show some great examples and give these guys the credit they deserve. If you guys want me to do that, just send me some examples, nominate some people, and I'll go through and I'll choose some and I'll make a video." And that's what I'm doing right here. I got over 35 nominations for players that have accomplished some amazing feats here, and I've chosen my favorite 10. Did a lot of research, had to make sure that these were legit and not just people getting lucky or anything like that. Did quite a bit of research, and these are my favorite 10. So let's sorry for the long intro. I normally don't like doing those, but this is a unique case. So let's get into the first example here. I'm going to start with the one that started it all. This is the one from the Reddit post. Let's take a look at It Is Fish here. And this was the battle down here at the bottom that they were amazed at. They took it was actually, I believe they said a Gear 10, Gear 11 Han Chewie Falcon, and went up against a mid-level resistance squad with the Radis and was able to solo it without losing any protection. That is so amazing. And what actually makes this really quite funny, actually, quite awesome, I should say, is that Radis was able to take out the home one, was able to get off the Radis maneuver, and that didn't matter. That didn't matter. The Falcon was so good. This was such a good player that he didn't even. All he needed was a single squad. All he needed was a single squad, and he's actually done quite a few amazing battles. We can actually move over to one other one here. This was a Darth Revan squad. As I looked through his history, that I really liked, that I had to point out because I thought this was cool. I thought this was next level here. That not only was able to do a Darth Revan mirror match, undersized mirror match, in 20 seconds, he did it. If we look closely, he did it by making Sith Empire Trooper an attacker. This is absolute next level stuff here, because look at the opponent's Sith Empire Trooper. He still has protection. So they were using Sith Empire Trooper to hit under the protection, basically kind of like one-shotting the tank through their protection, and that is absolute next level. That's a strategy that I never thought about. So impressive job, It Is Fish. And there's been some other people too. I actually got another nominee. This is Angelica here. Used the same strategy, Sith Empire Trooper as an attacker to hit through protection. Look at that. Didn't lose any protection, just one shot through the health. That is pretty awesome. GBA did nearly the same thing. Got two of them down. That's pretty impressive. I really like that. So okay, on to the next one here. We've got, okay, so D2CG. He is the master of Nest. He's used several Nest battles here. Look at this. These guys are just so good that I don't even know how to explain. I mean, obviously, I'm not claiming to be the best player. I'm not going to come up with every strategy. But usually when people do some cool things, like I can take a look and say, okay, that's how they did it. That's pretty awesome. I can't even explain how Nest was able to get through CLS without losing any protection. These players are just so good that I don't even know how to explain it. Actually, It Is Fish did the same thing, I believe. Let me come back here to It Is Fish. It Is Fish. It Is Fish is like the king here. Yeah, It Is Fish here up against Rex. So apparently this is a viable strategy that can be used. I need to reach out to these guys to find out how we can do this so I can make some videos. I apparently need to up my game because I don't even know how to make strategy guides on this. It Is Fish does all sorts of amazing things. He also unlocks C3PO with some really low level Ewoks. We've actually got some more Ewoks here. Let's come over here. Let's take a look. This was actually somebody from my arena shard that I'm gonna have to really learn from. They were able to get a 7-star 3PO with these Ewoks, which those of you who saw my live stream of getting C3PO, that was brutal. I had to have so much more. I had to have Logray for that days. I had to have the Zeta on Chirpa there. And the crazy thing here is that not only did he not have the Zetas, he didn't have the Omegas either. Didn't level him up. This was so early in his account that he didn't even have the ability mats to use. So there was nothing above level 4 as far as ability goes. He didn't even have to use his ability mats. He is that good, that talented that he could get C3PO, but he's not the Ewok master. Not by a long shot. The Ewok master goes to this guy right here. Look at this, getting C3PO. Like, I don't even know how to explain this. Like, this is, I don't know. I'm speechless. I'm trying to even interpret this, like, the significance of how great this player is. So this, like, it makes me feel so inferior that people can do this, because if we're comparing this player to me, it's like he's LeBron James and I'm my 5-year-old who still hasn't figured out that the basketball court isn't just a place for playing tag. I mean, that's the difference right here. He's also good. He's not just good with Ewoks either. He's done, okay, this was his arena squad. You look at his arena team right there and look at who he's beating. They sent me, his arena shard mate sent me a bot proof showing that he's able to beat these teams. And like I said, I've got to reach out to these guys and see if I can get some strategy guides, because apparently Padme can counter Relic 8 Supreme Leader Kylo Ren's. That is so cool. And I don't understand why CG, like, maybe they just don't want us to know. Maybe they're too afraid to acknowledge these players and give them a special title because they don't want you to know that you don't have to spend on SLKR. You can just get a Padme team. So I've got to figure out how to do this, and I promise you guys, once I get it figured out, I'll bring you a video. As long as it's something that's not like extremely mod dependent or something like that, I'll bring you guys a video. So we can see, because he's also, actually, this is another player here. It's not just C3PO. People have gotten the gas event down. Some of the events that I really struggle with on my new account, man, do you guys remember me? I spent like 5 hours getting gas, and I had 4 relic characters, like 20 total relic levels or something, and I think my Magna Guard was G12. That was my lowest. This guy's got a G11 Magna Guard, G11 Droideka, and he was still able to get this down. Mr. Tasty was such a great player that, man, I just look up to these guys. I wish I could do that. But once again, he is not the best player with in terms of using these droids. Let me get switched over to him here any second now. Here we go. Oh, there it goes. Let's see, who is this? This was Kashan. Kashan's done a bunch of stuff. Apparently somebody discovered him when they were looking at the top of the leaderboard for Grand Arena, and I don't know if he won Grand Arena or was just first at one point. I'm not sure. Kishan, I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Sorry, I can't give you the appropriate credit there. But what's amazing here? So he took it up a notch, because not only, I mean, you had gear 11s in the last one. Here you've got 3 gear 10s. 3 gear 10s. And look at this. Look at this. Magna Guard is under 13,000 power. Under 13,000 power. And not only could I not do that, I'm not worthy. I'm not even worthy enough to try. If I tried to go in with that, they laughed at me. You're no Kashan. Get back. Get back. Don't even come in. You can't even try this. You don't even qualify. So I don't even know how to explain it. I don't know how he got it, but I've got to. I feel like it's so amazing that I have to actually come here and click on Galactic Republic to show you guys that he does have gas. Like, he does have gas. It's right there. So that's pretty amazing. But speaking of gas, he's got gas, but he hasn't quite done the things that some of the others have done. Take a look at Iker here. He's gonna have to Kishan's gonna have to step it up to Iker's level when he gets to using him. Because look at these battles. He's got a bunch of battles throughout his history where he uses gas at full protection, gets full banners. Look at the 61 banners, undersized with full protection, going up against a CLS squad where Han shoots first. Han shoots first, can even ignore taunt, and he's just shrugging off that Han first shot, not doing any damage to his protection. Or maybe he gets gassed down, and then okay, you get gassed down because the only way. Gas is the only one that can recover protection. That's when he stands back up, but he recovers his protection. So maybe the amazing part was that he went through 10 turns without the clones getting any damage. So I don't know whether gas is he's a wizard with gas or if he's a wizard with clones, but either way, that's better than anything I can do, guys. These are better players than me. Here we go. Here we've got this is one. We got two more here. I saved my favorite for last, but this one's pretty good as well. Look at this. This is attempt number 2. So sometimes a true measure of how great a player is what happens after you struggle. What happens after you fail once and you have to resort to something else. You have to go to a backup plan. Do you have the resiliency to step up and get it done? And this person right here, Strange does stepped up and got a win over Supreme Leader Kylo Ren with Night Sisters with a 1,000 lead. And if you look real closely again, you can see they've all got protection. So this is Talzin using Plague and her AoE that hits under protection to really get through Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Obviously, the Plague didn't damage Supreme Leader Kylo Ren because he's immune to those health effects. So this is pretty impressive here. Must have been a one-shot on the TIE Pilot, getting a one-shot with the AoE. And that's pretty impressive. But all of this so far really fails to Cospito here. I got to go up the top because I've got to show you what the stakes are. Because this is, I mean, really. I talked about having resiliency, but sometimes at the end of a match, at the end of a championship, this wasn't just the end of a match, this was the end of a championship, because look, he won the first 2. This was round 3, championship on the line, final battle. Look, he won by 1 point. By 1 point, he had to step up and find a way to get a max banner win against a Meta Grievous ship. And that's when they're the true legends. They step up in the clutch moments. You look back at all the all-time greats. They're defined by what do they do in those championship moments, game on the line. Can they make the big play when it counts? Cospito can do it. He got it done with against Grievous. Just Anakin. That's all he needed. Anakin was all he needed, sealing himself as an all-time legend, winning the championship there. So he was definitely my favorite, but there were so many out there. There were so many. Just that one post on Reddit got me so many nominees that maybe that's why CG just doesn't. They say, okay, there's so many things that we could look at, so many different guys so many different major accomplishments that we just can't recognize them all. There's some great battles. It would be too time consuming for us to recognize them all. So maybe that's why they don't, and that's why I'm here, because I have to bring these to you guys to show you how great our community is, how amazing some of the player base is. And even though, these guys don't have YouTube channels, they're not doing it, they're not showing off for everybody. But yeah, just because I have my own YouTube channel doesn't mean I'm one of the best in the game. I pale in comparison to these guys. So round of applause to them. Round of applause. They are some of the best players, or at least have some of the best moments here in Galaxy of Heroes. So that's all I've got. I don't want to go on any further. Waste any more time. These were my top 10. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you want this to be a recurring series every few months, because these things are constantly happening. There's always more things that we can acknowledge, and I always like to give back to the community and recognize some of the best players that we've got. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoy your weekend.